Well, I hope everyone had a nice Valentine's Day and you have enough love to spread through the whole year.
I hope so. That'd be great. I actually got out yesterday. Yay!
Yay!
So that part was nice. All right. So welcome to Summit Center for Spiritual Living, where we share universal good through love. And I'm going to send this over to Michael so he can light the candle and explain why.
Well, this isn't just my candle. This is our candle.
Our candle.
Well, whatever. So the hi, and again, happy Valentine's Day weekend to one and all. The candle is the only ritualistic thing we do, but the candle, the wax represents again that there's only one. And as the first wick represents again that the kingdom of heaven is within us, that we are the holy light of God as us. And when we meet as community, again, we do shine a much greater light. So thank you.
All right. Thank you. And we're going to turn this over to John to do our opening song.
Healing love. Loving awareness I share with you. Let us heal the world with love's awareness too. Healing love, awareness and peace. Healing the world with love's increase. Loving kindness I share with you. Let us heal the world with love's kindness too. Healing love, kindness and peace. Healing the world with love's increase. Loving goodness I share with you. Let us heal the world with love's goodness too. Healing love, goodness and peace. Healing the world with love's increase. Loving blessings I share with you. Let us heal the world with love's blessings too. Healing love, blessings and peace. Healing the world with love's increase.
All right. Thank you, John. Very much appreciate that. And I'm going to turn it over to Michael to do Science Mind 365. Michael, you're muted.
I also said that on my screen. Hi there. So again, happy Valentine's Day weekend to everyone. So for the reading is today from the Science Mind 365 for February 15th. And the affirmation is this: I allow more good into my life. I allow more good into my life. From the Gospel of St. John, it says, blessed are they that have not seen and yet have believed. There is one ultimate thinker, yet this thinker thinks through all of us. That is why our thoughts are creative. The universal mind incarnates in everyone. Every person has access to it. Every person uses, either in ignorance or in a conscious knowledge. The mind of each of us is the mind of God functioning at the level of our perception of life. Consciously using it, we bring into our experience today something we did not appear to have yesterday: a better environment, a happier circumstance, more love, more joy. In such a degree as I know that the God in you is the God that is in me, I cannot seek to do you ill. It would be unthinkable, because all that I could do would be to hurt myself. When all the nations of the world see God incarnated in one another, then we will no longer have the use for weapons. We must stop believing that God is somewhere apart from us, or somewhere apart from the person or situation that is still in bondage of some kind. We must not be disturbed by the contradictions of objective experience. Rather, we need to know that the truth of God's ever-present activity in our lives is superior to the conditions that we want changed. So I sense the eternal presence within me, discarding any thoughts and attitudes that limit my inner awareness of this presence. I accept the one life as my life, and I see all around me the expression of love, peace, and harmony. I rejoice in the wondrous gifts of an unlimited universe. Science Mind 365.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. And our speaker today is going to be Tim Morrow, and he's going to be talking about the realization step of spiritual mind treatment, which we're grateful to have him. Of course, he's also doing our other music today as well, so that will be awesome. So at that, we're going to go ahead and Tim, if you want to lead us into meditation, we'll go with that.
Okay. This will be an instrumental. I'll just give you the nod when to go into meditation.
Or as we take in a deep breath, and just release and relax and just let go. Let's take in another deep breath. And allow your body to let go of any tension as you breathe out. One more big deep breath in. And one more big deep breath out. For there truly is only one power, one presence, one mind, one activity. For that one is God, Spirit, the Creator, mind, universe, whatever you want to call the creative power behind all that is. I like to call it God. For God is love and peace, joy, beauty, power, light, life, wisdom, wholeness, completeness, perfection, prosperity, abundance, and any other positive adjective that you can add to it, that you can think of. That is what God is. For God is always good. And because of this, because God created us, and in us and as us, we are one. I am one. We are one with God. We are one with all that is. We are one with that power and presence, that beauty and joy and peace. We are one. We are one with each other. We are one with the animals. We are one with the trees and the grass, the oceans, the mountains, the valleys, the beach, the insects. We are one with everything. Individually, on a smaller scale. But as we gather together, we become stronger. And more of Spirit, more of God is happening right here and right now. It's always here. It's always within us. It's everywhere present, in us, through us, as us. Spirit is always there. So I now speak my word for Summit Center for Spiritual Living. For today, I know for Tim that as he is our speaker, that as he explains realization, that it's his words, are God's words. For God's words are being used through him. For his music is also God's music. Just as John's music is God's music, using John and Tim to be able to share that music. And with Hannah and Carol Ann and Kyle, Michael, Deb, and anybody that may be watching our broadcast right now or in the future, I just know for each and every one that all good is happening this moment, and continues to happen. For God is only good. Therefore, good is happening right here, right now. So with this, I give thanks. I give thanks for all the good. I give thanks for the magnificence of spirit that is always present in us, as us, through us. So I now release my word. I now let it go, knowing I spoke it, therefore it is done. So it is, so I let it be. Amen. So as you open your eyes, please open your cameras and know with me, take a moment to look in each other's eyes and see the magnificence of spirit within each and every one of us. Just take a quick look into each other's eyes and feel that presence, that beautiful spirit within each other. All right. Well, I am now going to turn this over to Tim, and I am going to let him go ahead and speak about realization. So thank you, Tim. Tomorrow.
To speak.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to wait till tomorrow?
No.
Tomorrow.
I don't know why I said tomorrow. I'm just glad that you're
that's
you're
something
here.
I've been hearing since kindergarten. Someone tells, kids would say, when someone asks you your name, just say, "Oh, tomorrow." So, good morning. And I'm very honored to be taking part in the exploration of spiritual mind treatment, which this group is moving through this month. This topic is central to this teaching that we're a part of. How many of you would like to see a change for the better unfold in your life? Anyone? Good. Better health, happiness, more love, abundance, any area of your life. Okay. This is how we do it. So if you're going to use spiritual mind treatment effectively and actually demonstrate a tangible change for the better, it's important to first understand what it actually is and what we're doing when we give one to ourselves or to someone else. So first, let me be clear about what it is not. It is not, these are several misconceptions common. It is not asking for something and hoping to get it. It's not beseeching some divine personality. It's not a magical incantation. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. And it's absolutely not a way of manipulating your world. I remember years ago when I was a practitioner at Tri-City Center for Spiritual Living, a person came to me for treatment, and she said in a really dreamy voice, "Oh, I'm so in love with this guy I'm seeing. I just know he's the love of my life. Can you please treat that I marry him and that we have a happy life together?" And so I had to tell her, "Sorry, but that's not how it works. He may not want to marry you. He may have a different idea of a happy life than you have. What we can treat for is that you demonstrate the right person to marry and have a happy life with. If it turns out to be this guy, great. If it turns out to be someone better than that, then that person is finding his way into your life now." And she had a hard time accepting that at first, but she understood what I was telling her. So we had a treatment in which I included that she is demonstrating the consciousness of being a great partner in a happy relationship. Okay. A friend of mine who was a fantastic practitioner, was and still is, once had a client ask her to treat that her husband stopped drinking. And my friend also had to tell her client, no, I can't do that. Your husband might not want to stop drinking, but we can treat for you and your peace of mind and your wisdom to do what's right in the situation. And we can treat for your husband's highest and greatest good to unfold in a way that he can understand and embrace. See, in the Science of Mind textbook, page, 149, Dr. Ernest Holmes puts it this way. One of the questions most frequently asked about the science of mind is, are prayers and treatments identical? The answer to the question is both yes and no. If one prays his prayer as a recognition of spirit's omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence, and a realization of man's unity with spirit, then his prayer is a spiritual treatment. On the other hand, if one is holding to the viewpoint that God is some far-off being who he would approach with doubt in his thought, wondering if by some good luck he may be able to placate God or persuade him of the wisdom of one's request, then there is little similarity between prayer and treatment. Nothing could bring greater discouragement than to labor under the delusion that God is a being of moods who might answer some prayers but not others. So with that out of the way, what is it? Simply put, spiritual mind treatment is the process of waking up to the truth of yourself, of the world around you, and of the person or situation you're treating for, if that be the case. And in doing so, allowing that change for the better to unfold. Now, the 5 steps of treatment were created as helpful guidelines for students who are still learning about the process. I was listening to a lesson on that subject by one of the great New Thought teachers of the late 20th century, Dr. Kennedy Schultz. And he preferred to use the 7-step treatment that includes the 5 steps we're looking at and the additional steps of denial and then reaffirmation. I believe Reverend Michael touched on those 2 extra steps last week. And the step of denial might be a good topic for someone here to speak on in the near future. So some people prefer the 7-step method, others just keep it at 5 steps. But as a great teacher, Dr. Schultz also emphasized, use the technique that works best for you, but never make the technique more important than where it's designed to lead you. It's not about technique worshiping. It's about developing a healing consciousness. See? Now, the focus of this week's lesson is that 3rd step, affirmation, or we could call it realization or declaration if you prefer one of those terms. And this is a really important step once you fully embrace the first 2 that Michael and Carol Ann spoke of in the previous weeks. Now, why? Because all of us are constantly creating our world and our experience, but few of us are really paying attention to, to what we're creating. You know, like J. Scott Neal used to emphasize, everybody thinks, but few people think about what they're thinking about. Now, let me clarify one thing. When I say we're always creating, I'm talking about ideas. It's important to understand the difference between creating and manufacturing. when you go to school and get a degree, or save money for a down payment on a house, or practice an instrument every day to be a better musician, or whatever, all of those tasks are manufacturing the experience in your life. And yes, those are all things we need to do. But before going about any of those tasks, it's even more important to create. And the only thing any of us can create are ideas. Creation takes place in the mind only. See, we can't create a prosperous bank account or a healthy body or even a new invention, but we can create a great idea and let ourselves know that it's good enough to be true. And that's when everything out here in the physical world happens in order to manufacture a tangible result. And that's when spirit will always guide us to do what we need to do to make that happen. That might mean getting ourselves out of a relationship, or it might mean, like I said, going back to school to get that degree, or investing your money a certain way, or whatever. It also might mean stopping and resting your mind and letting the process unfold in the way it needs to. You know, like, how did the singer Eddie Watkins put it? He said, "Get out the way and let God do its thing." Now, the title I've given this talk is Your Clear Vision. And that's exactly what this step is: being clear about what your desired outcome is and realizing that it's good enough to be true right here and right now. Well, that's something Dr. Ernest Holmes emphasized a lot. Always speak of it in present tense. So if I was treating for Diana, I would say, Diana is demonstrating great prosperity, massive abundance right here and right now. Spirit knows what to do and how to do it, and is doing it as we speak. Now, why is that important? Because when we think of something as being impossible or implausible now, but maybe possible in 3 years, then when 3 years have passed, it will still be impossible now, but maybe possible in another 3 years. We don't want to develop the mindset of impossible now, but possible in the future, because we become so used to thinking of it in the future tense that it becomes a chronic dream of the future. Like the carrot on the stick being hung in front of the donkey. So when it comes to time and space, all we really have at hand are here and now. So here and now is the time and place for your consciousness to begin to grow and your change for the better to begin to unfold. I remember the first time I made an appointment for a formal treatment session. I had been attending the Tri-City Church for several weeks and was very impressed with what I was hearing on Sunday mornings from Dr. J and his wife, Dr. Carol Neal. At the time, I was a very frustrated 24-year-old who had just finished a 2-year vocational program for medical assistants. That was 4 months prior. And as of that date, could just not land a job to save my own life. Nobody wanted to hire me. I had 3 strikes against me. One, it was rare for a male to work in that field at the time, and a lot of doctors and administrative people had hang-ups about having someone of my gender working in their practice. That's long since changed a lot, but as of that time, it was certainly an issue. 2, I had very little experience working in the field. And 3, I looked like I was still in high school. So I explained this situation to Dr. J, and among other things that he said, he asked me to describe what I would like to see happen. What was my desired outcome? And so I told him point blank, I would like to demonstrate a job in which I can utilize the skills I've acquired in school, learn new skills, become very competent with these skills at an office or clinic that I would enjoy working, and with people I would enjoy working with and learning from. And I added, be well compensated for my work. Well, this was one of the few times he was genuinely impressed with me. He said to me, Tim, you were able to tell me exactly what you want without going into what you don't want. So you're already 90% of the way there. So stop worrying. To which I responded, oh, okay. So he suggested that I start taking first-year class, which would be starting a new unit that evening. And if I listened carefully to what was being taught, I could be making quantum leaps in that and other areas of my life. He even told me that I could pay for it when I demonstrated a job and had the financial stability to do so at a later time. And I told him, well, I'll think about that. Then he finished the session by giving me a fantastic treatment and told me to daily accept it, just accept the treatment and know it's unfolding for me. And as I drove home from that, I was thinking, well, we'll see if that produces any results. But in any case, I accept it. And about 5 minutes after I got home, the phone rang. As you probably guessed, it was a call for an interview, the first one I'd received in about a month. It was a clinic which I had submitted a resume to about 3 months earlier, and they had told me at the time when I submitted it that they didn't have anything open and didn't expect to in the foreseeable future, but they'd keep it on file just in case. But when they called me this day, things had changed. They said that due to an employee going on maternity leave, they needed to start training someone right away. And could I please come in for an interview? As you probably also guessed, that turned out to be my first job in the field. And as you probably also guessed, I realized that, yes, this is something I need to start studying more of. So that evening, I got myself right into first-year class and purchased my first Science of Mind textbook, which I meant to have with me, but oh well. I've since bought 2 newer editions, but that was the one I really hold dear as it accompanied me on my first steps on this path. And I've never looked back. Now, the reason I got into that story was to illustrate the importance of having that clear vision. Don't get distracted by talk about why it can't happen, whether it's up here in your own head or anything you hear from anyone else. And don't get distracted by anger at the lack of it in your life at the moment. That's often the cause of that lack in the first place. So my challenge for everyone here this morning, including myself, is to have a clear vision of that greater good you're seeking and know that it is ready to unfold in a wonderful and harmonious way. Again, as I mentioned, right here and right now. And it is unfolding in a way that you can accept and embody and rejoice in. So are you all ready for that experience? Great. So as Diana will be teaching us next week, we give thanks and let it be so. And together, you don't have to unmute, but and so it is. And I thank you all for having me this morning.
Thank you, Tim. That was really, really good. Oh my goodness. I really like how you started off with what it's not, because a lot of people think it's a get rich thing. You know, I'm going to manifest this, I'm going to manifest that. Well, yeah, there's a lot of manifestation in it, but it's what you actually believe
Right.
is how it happens. So that was just absolutely fabulous. So thank you so much. I know there are other comments. I'm going to let somebody else say a comment.
Tim, that was great when you made the comment about 5 steps, 7 steps. I thought of a friend of mine who was agape trained. He was a minister at a church down in Florida, and that he was trained to start off with Thanksgiving on his steps. So they have a 6-step process, which begins with Thanksgiving. And so he had some of the church members, some of his board came up to him and says, "Oh no, there's only 5 steps." And I just, again, he left that church. He's now with somebody else now. But the whole idea that to not get hung up on the steps. The steps were meant to, the 5 steps were by Dr. Moen, who was the chief instructor at the Institute for Religious Science at the time. And the reason that he put it together was to have a framework to teach beginners. But it's all about consciousness, though. It's all about consciousness. It's all about consciousness. So, and also what Carol Ann talked about was the whole idea of, again, a feeling, of just getting yourself into that feeling nature, and to know that, again, the reason for the 7-step method is you say your affirmation and then deal with all the BS. I've cleaned it up because Diana told me to. All the bull that comes up about it, and then go back to affirm the truth, and then Thanksgiving and release. So that's another way of doing it. But again, use whatever that you need to use. But again, it's a prayer of alignment. It's not a prayer of beseeching, but it's a prayer of aligning with all that is. And again, of coming from that place of deep love. So thank you, Tim. That was great. And I miss Jay every day. I do.
Carol Ann, you had a...
Absolutely. Tim, I really love your title, Your Clear Vision, because that is what the process of spiritual mind treatment is. It's a process of waking up to the truth about yourself and the world around you, which is what you say on. And as you start to do that,
We lost you, Carol Ann, and somehow we're not hearing you now.
But we can't hear you.
oh, well, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Huh. Okay. I did nothing. Okay, thank you, Spirit. I love you. I loved your title, The Clear Vision. Excellent title. It just is one. Knowing what you were going to talk about really drew me in, and what you said was so absolutely perfect, because it is a process of simply waking up. And when we wake up, we know the truth about ourselves and the world. And you said that. And my awakening into this was, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh, this is pretty cool. And it became very enticing to me that everything and anything can be immediately put out in the universe for action, and it is just so powerful. And you did such a beautiful job. I don't care if there are 7 steps or 5 steps. It doesn't matter to me. It works. Thank you.
And so it is. Thank you.
All right. Is there anybody else who wanted to make a comment? If not, we will let Tim do a song for us.
And I know at what
Okay.
people don't realize, not knowing this, they are very much their words. They creating their environment be very negative. I mean, the flip side is also true of this. And when you realize that and you flip, it's like, oh,
All right. Okay. John?
You have to incorporate into your self-talk, and because what she just said, you can run negatives in your mind or you can run positives in your mind, and these steps are mental steps that get your mind running on the right track. Very good job, Tim.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Well, Tim, you want to do your song for us now?
Okay. Going back into musician mode here. To create a joyful noise, so anyone with ears to hear can rejoice. To see yourself in flame, and let your vision rise above any world blind. That's living in faith with all that you say and do. Embrace your dreams and know they're good enough to be true. The heart may weep and grieve for what's lost in times gone by that cannot be retrieved. But then we hear a joyous sound. The spirit laughs and sings at what's to be found. That's living in faith with all that you say and do. Embrace your dreams and know they're good enough to be true. Because when we let go, intuitively we just seem to know the future is about as bright as we give it permission to be. So let's choose wisely. That's living in faith with all that you say and do. Embrace your dreams and know they're good enough to be true. So if we just do our best, then relax and know that spirit will do the rest. That's when life is at its best. living by faith, living as faith. Or something like that.
Thank you, Tim. That was beautiful. Is that an original?
Yes.
That's very nice. I really like that. Very,
Credit
very good.
or the blame.
It was what?
I'll take the credit or the blame for it.
Well, no, that was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. So thank you. And could you just, I know that you put it up in our chat, but could you actually say the website for where your music can be found? Where you're muted. So you need to unmute real quick.
Okay, hold on. So Broadjam, BROADJ, pardon me, BROADJAM.com/Tim Morrow.
And Morrow is MAURO.
TIMMAURO.
Okay, so Broadjam at
Broadjam.com/Tim
Morrow. All right, so great. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, so it's that time in our service where we have the opportunity to give. And we do that. There's several ways you can give. You can go to Zelle or you can go to PayPal. And you would go to sscofakron@gmail.com. That's sscofakron@gmail.com. And you can give that way. Or you can send a check or money order to with the word Summit on it to 1199 Lexington Avenue, Akron, Ohio 44310. And that would be also great. So let's take our gifts right top over left symbolically and just know that all that we have, all that we give, all that we received is blessed in a very gracious manner. That it goes to the work of Summit Center for Spiritual Living, and it goes to the best part of us, which is spirit. And spirit then uses it for the best things for each and every one of us. And so it is. So let it be. Amen. Okay. All right. It's time for Good More Good, John.
Good and more good is mine, and ever increasing good is mine, unlimited, infinite good is mine. Wherever I go, I see good. Whatever I do, I feel oh so good. I'm really entitled to good and more good. Good crowds itself upon us, wraps itself around us. We give ourselves permission to express more good, accept more good. Good and more good is ours, and ever increasing good is ours. Thank you, Spirit, and so it is.
All right. How wonderful. Okay. Time for announcements.
Yes, I spend most of my week with New Thought Media Network, ntmedia.org. Great programs on there. The Friday evening fireside chat went very well with my friend Reverend Jeff. And so, again, all of the programs really do drive our Facebook page as far as people finding us through me just putting up programs. So, but yeah, so anytime I do prayer, everything is there. So, and I do have, again, something to talk to all of you later. It's good. right after we're done. So thank you.
Okay, John.
Yeswise.com is where you'll find my blog Inspiry, as well as other materials, and also on my Yeswise channel at YouTube. And for my music, JohnDavidMiller.com.
All right, Carol Ann, you have anything? Because you're sideways on my picture on my screen.
She's going sideways.
Yeah.
Well, I had to plug in my my cell phone, and if I plug in my cell phone, then it doesn't. I can't put myself upright.
Okay.
Here you go.
That's all right. Oh, there you are. That's better.
It'll look great sideways.
Conscious Living Center is undergoing a huge physical change as far as organization and all. And so the next couple of weeks are going to be devoted to that. And I find that as I clean out, let go, the most wonderful ideas come for programming and all. So stay tuned.
Okay. And then next week, I will be doing the conclusion of our 5 steps to treatment. I'll be talking about Thanksgiving and release, as Tim said earlier. And then, yeah. So I think that's all the announcements for the moment. All right. So let's just take a moment of silence. And I will count it in, and John will do a little ding on the guitar. And just as you go into this moment of silence, bring into your hearts and minds someone, or whether it be yourself or friend, a neighbor, family member, the government, the world leaders, whatever it may be, that may need some help in just being the best they can be. So with that, I'm going to count us down, and then we'll be silent. 1, 2, 3. Three, 2, 1. Thank you. All right. So the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us wherever we are. God is, and all is well. And John's going to do his closing song.
Life is real. Life is true. We are life. Living is me and you. Joy is real. Joy is true. We are joy. Living is me and you. Peace is real. Peace is true. We are peace. Living is me and you. living as me and you, living as me and you.
Okay, thank you so much, and everyone. And Hannah, if you can end our Facebook feed now.